Mike and Jake, yeah, they kind of know stuff. Kind of. Mike and Jake, the almost experts, just bros being dudes when the gang gets reckless. Mike and Jake, the almost experts, tell it like it is, and they might be guessing.
Hey, welcome back to episode 14 of the Almost Experts podcast. Today, Jake and I are going to be diving into a lot of different things. We're going to be talking a little bit about hammocks, some survivalist stuff, talking about Kam Misner. We're going to talk a little bit about coaching stuff, and we're going to finish this thing up at the end here, talking about some liquids coming out of our fingers. So stay tuned.
Welcome back to Mike and Jake, the Almost Experts podcast. We are episode 14 here, Mike.
Crazy.
It is pretty crazy. I feel like we say it's crazy all the time, but
Yeah.
I still think it's crazy just that we have a podcast.
Yeah, it's also crazy that we've only done 14 episodes, and this is the fourth room we've been in.
Yeah, we keep moving around here.
Yeah.
Your
We're
wife.
we're in our studio. I don't note this as our studio.
This
now.
is our studio.
Yes, this is our studio.
We're in the conference room.
Well, our conference room.
Yeah, this is our conference room. I'm still wondering why they don't have our faces on the front of the radio station.
Well, I told them like KWOC, like we should probably change it to like JMOC.
yeah, probably.
Yeah, Jake and Mike, and then
Yeah.
whatever OC
Yeah,
stands
whatever
for.
OC is.
Whatever OC is.
Yeah.
You know, that's probably what we should do.
Yeah,
For sure.
I bet we could talk to enough people to make that happen.
I feel like I know people.
You do know people.
I know some people.
Yeah.
You know a lot more people.
Nah.
I mean, you're wearing a smartwatch. I mean, you wear an Apple Watch. Like, you know people.
No big deal.
Yeah.
You don't have an Apple Watch, huh?
I do, but I just don't like it.
I will say with the Apple Watch, it's great, but it's very frustrating whenever you are in a lot of group messages like we are. And sometimes,
That's why I hate it.
yeah, sometimes I just have to take it off because it just vibrates the entire time on my wrist and I freak out.
Yeah, it's weird.
I kind of have this weird claustrophobic thing. Are you
Talk about it.
Are you claustrophobic?
I am a little bit, actually. Go
I'm
ahead.
claustrophobic.
Well, I think it's just a big guy thing, though.
Yeah.
It probably is. I mean, I didn't want to say that out loud, but that's
I'm
probably what it
claustrophobic
is.
whenever I can't move my hands. Like, I hate laying down to go to bed and getting my hands under the blankets. My hands have to be outside. I can't stand my hands being in, my arms being under. I don't know. I hate it. I cannot stand it.
So, like, but okay, when you said claustrophobic, I immediately thought like airplane, like type thing. You're talking about your hands. You
No,
don't
I
like
don't-
your hands?
I don't necessarily get freaked out if I'm, okay, let me back up. If I were to go into a cave, I would freak out because my shoulders would be touching like something. But it's my hands. I like my hands being free. I like to be able to.
Yeah, you don't like to be wrapped up in a cocoon.
Yeah, I hate cocoons.
You hate cocoons.
Yeah,
So I bet
probably
you're.
would.
I bet you're like a menace in a hammock.
I love a hammock, Mike. Let me just for a second.
Okay, you like hammocks?
What's your experience with a hammock?
Okay, first off, I mean, I've been in a hammock. I've done it. I've done a hammock.
You've been around the hammock world.
I've hammocked before.
To hammock or not to hammock?
Yeah, that's the question.
That
right?
is the question. So my mom and dad growing up, we would always have a hammock outside.
Right.
Whether it was the kind that was tied to the trees or a kind that was on stands or whatever it was. But there's not many more things better in life. And you know, probably as a little kid, you don't really get it. But now I would love to have a hammock on the back porch and just look up at the night sky and just hang out because it's incredible. Okay, but here's the deal. I don't necessarily want to go camping with a hammock.
Yeah, well, that's my next question was like, okay, so that's another thing. Like I see videos where people go camping and they have hammocks and they put one up. That's like immediately like they put the tent up, they go and hang a hammock so they can read their book or whatever.
Right.
So like immediately when I thought like claustrophobic and you don't like your hands, I was thinking, oh my God, he hates camping. Because I mean, how would you ever get in a sleeping bag?
Well, the deal with sleeping bags, I guess it's the same thing for me. I'll zip all the way up until it's up around my armpits and then keep my arms out. But then my arms are cold.
Yeah, because like, well, I mean, I don't know. I know people go camping in the summer, but my experience camping, I've always been like, it's always been cold.
Well, I mean, I think I've only really been camping a few times because most of the time whenever I have been camping, it was just out on Dad's land and it was like my dad.
Not really camping.
Yeah, I mean, we were I don't know.
It's like we're camping until mom has dinner.
Yeah,
made.
we're like 1,000 feet away maybe from the house.
Yeah.
We're down in the woods enough that we're away, but
Yeah.
we're also not.
Uh-huh.
But it's always either really cold or you sweat to death and die in the tent.
Exactly. Yeah. And so like we went camping. It's funny that you didn't go with us, I guess, but
Yeah, thanks for the invite.
yeah. So we went camping during
When was
deer
this?
season.
This past deer season.
Yeah, it's past deer season.
Wow. Okay. Anyways, go ahead.
Yeah, this past deer season. Yeah, you were around.
I mean,
You just weren't in that group message.
wow. Okay. Anyways, keep going. So you went camping.
Yeah, we went camping, and I had this. I got this really nice sleeping bag. It's like Sub-Zero, and it's like 25 degrees outside, and I'm in this thing. I get hot, and I unzip it. I get out a little bit. And I'm like, oh my god, that cannot work. And so it's like immediately zip back up. I'm like, well, this is the best option I have. I'm just going to sweat. I'd rather sweat than be freezing like that. But yeah, I mean, so you need to come with us sometime next time.
Yeah, maybe I'll get put in the group message so I can.
Oh, I'm sure you will. Heck, you work with these guys now.
I love group messages. So who'd you go with?
It was me, Ethan, Chris, Ryan, Aaron.
I will say if you're going to go camping and possibly die from sweating and freezing to death, those are a good group of dudes to go camping with, at least.
Oh, yeah. Well, I've always said, like, if I get stranded out there in the middle of the woods or I have to, like, survive out there, as long as I have Chris, I'm good.
I need a guy who knows what milkweed is while we're out there.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. So, Chris, I mean, although I am kind of terrified because we kind of joke all the time that nature just finds Chris.
Yeah, it does.
I mean, nature finds Chris. Like, it doesn't matter. If you're with Chris, like, you're going to see something crazy. So if I'm out in the wilderness with Chris, I have full confidence that I'm going to see a rattlesnake at some point.
But Chris will handle it.
Yeah, he'll just pick it up. It's crazy.
He did that the other day while we were golfing. It wasn't a rattlesnake. It was just a black snake.
Yeah, he ain't that cool. He's not going to pick up a
But I
rattlesnake.
hate snakes.
Yeah, I don't like
I'm not a
snakes
fan. He just go over there and pick it up and grab it. Whatever. I'm not a fan of that. I can do without snakes in the world.
What makes you think that he wants to do that? Like what when he was a child would make you go, hey, you know what? I'm going to pick that snake up.
Maybe he watched a lot of Steve Irwin growing up.
I love Steve Irwin.
Man, I did love watching Steve.
Dude, I'm going to
I just said Steve like me and him were friends.
Yeah. Side note. I went on a cruise
Love
way back
cruises.
when. And we went swimming. My mom wanted to go swimming with stingrays. And for like 3 months, I fought it. Because anything that could kill Steve Irwin, I want no part of.
Sure. Yeah.
And she's like, no, they like pick them up. And I'm like, no, I won't.
Yeah. They might. I won't.
And I'm like, what do you mean we got to be out there with them? And they're like, oh, it's just like a stingray beach. And I'm like, no, I'll stay on the boat. I'm like, that sounds awful.
I remember going to the St. Louis Zoo and they have the little ray tank
Yeah,
where you can go touch them. And I remember, I know they're not going to kill me. I get it. They wouldn't let me put my hand in here to this ray if it's going to kill me.
Yeah.
But I still have that slight little feeling that I'm going to stick my hand in here and I'm going to die.
Yeah, but also like Steve Irwin didn't think it was going to kill him. I mean, like that's what's crazy.
Man, Steve Irwin was awesome. The crocodile hunter.
Yeah. So that brings up a good point. Like you were talking about Steve, or maybe watched a lot of Steve Irwin. Like now, have you seen that guy? Like, what's it called? Like the Nature Boys?
Yeah.
Is it?
The guy with the glasses.
Yeah. Like he's the lawyer and then him and his son go out there and like.
That guy's awesome.
That is cool. And then like Bear Grylls like was not as cool.
I mean, Bear was fun to watch.
Yeah, he made it entertaining.
Until you found out that he would do all the stuff and drink his own pee or whatever, and then he'd just go drink red Gatorade in the cabin behind him.
Yeah.
But the Nature Boy guy, that guy's legit. That guy's really cool to watch.
Yeah, he is fun. I like watching this stuff. And it makes me like want to do that stuff, but I just know that I can't.
Yeah, I wouldn't, those guys will go out for 7 days, 8 days.
Yes.
I'll do the first couple days with you and hang out, but then I'm probably ready to go home.
Yeah, that dude will like just get a plane in Alaska and he'll be like, yeah, just drive me around until I tell you to drop me off. He's like, yeah, right there, drop me off.
Well, I watched one time and he had gone, I don't know, somewhere in the mountains, and I guess there's people like this, like that's just their thing. It's fun. And there's a cabin where on this one video that I watched, and it's just made for a rest area for these people.
like the hikers. Yeah,
Yeah,
oh,
and-
like on the mountain.
Yeah, and like I watched one where he like went in there and would like cook his stuff, and there's like other people walking in, just like it's a gas station basically. And they're like, "Oh man, hey, what you cooking tonight?" Blah, blah, blah. Like, I guess there's a
they like leave board games.
Yeah.
and like people write their names places. Like, yeah, it's awesome.
I think it would be for 2 days.
2 days? Oh my gosh! Okay.
How long do you think you could last out there?
Like by myself?
Yeah, just
I mean, if I had to 2 days, but I was just meaning like I wouldn't want to do that for 2 days. Like,
I'm just saying,
like how long could you go without food? Like, and what is the? Would you have enough water? Because
what would be the hardest thing about it? If you were dropped off in, let's not say cold, like somewhere where you could like live, okay, like warmish. What would be the hardest thing? Because I think eventually you would figure out how to eat something.
Well, immediately my thought process with the cold would be like where he was, and I was thinking like in that shelter, you have snow, so like you're gonna have water. You just bring it inside, right, and you can heat it up, and you'd have some water. So I mean, it's like that's not that big of a deal. That part. When you're talking about where you're just like in a warmish place, like if I'm just like near a creek, I would imagine that it would be much harder, like to survive. Man. I don't know, and I mean like obviously in the winter you're on a mountain, snow, all that would be hard. But like if you had the stuff, like you were shielded from the bristling cold and the wind, like you'd have an opportunity to cook. You know, I'm thinking like if you're thinking like drop you off in the middle of the woods and you have nothing, that would be pretty difficult.
That would be hard
for me.
My daughter and I both love watching MrBeast on YouTube, and I think for different reasons. She likes the ones where he's like helping cats and stuff, and like giving dogs away to people.
Checks out. That checks out for Chloe.
But I like the ones where it's like, we're going to stay on this stranded island for a month, and here's how we're going to do it. And so I like watching those. I was watching one the other day, and they stayed, I don't know how many days they stayed, but they were staying somewhere in Antarctica. And the idea was that they were going to have nothing basically whenever they got dropped off. And they had a guy who kind of understood Antarctica and like knew how to stay around in the cold. But they're like,
you'd have to.
You have to. But they're like digging holes in the snow just to get away from the wind.
Right.
And stay down. And then they had to like walk miles to a river and dig down in like 10 feet of ice to fish with like literally like a shoestring to hopefully get I couldn't do that.
Yeah, that's craziness.
The hike to get to the fish would be bad enough, let alone fish with a shoestring.
Yeah, you'd have to. I mean, like I said, if I was prepared, if I had stuff, I could do it. But if you're telling me like just cold turkey, get stranded out there, that would be so hard. I wouldn't know how to. I mean, you would figure things out, but golly, it'd be so hard.
Well, and also, and this is sad saying this, but it's the world we live in. Thinking about going out in the middle of nowhere and not having internet access or a cell phone for a week, like I freak out not having my phone for an hour.
Yeah, like right now.
Yeah,
I'm just feeling it vibrate in my pocket.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
You would have so many text messages.
Yeah, I hate group messages sometimes. I'm gonna there's sometimes when I'm coaching where like I'll get on the bus and I'll look and I'll have 250 messages and I'm like, oh my God, nothing important's happened.
Yeah.
But I love when I say someone catches me up and it's Colton and Colton just refreshes
Good summary.
me and he just gives me the summary of everything. Oh my God, I love that. But yeah.
Colt could probably take over ChatGPT's job.
Yeah.
He could probably as far as I know, he is ChatGPT. He could
I'm just saying I've never seen ChatGPT and Colton in the same room.
That's true.
I've never seen it.
I've never seen that.
No, maybe Colton, maybe not. Maybe he's not ChatGPT, but maybe he's Cha-Cha. Do you remember Cha-Cha?
Oh my gosh, Cha-Cha.
If you had a question, you just Cha-Cha'd it.
Cha-Cha.
And it used to be part of my vocabulary.
Oh yeah.
Like my mom would be like, "Hey, do you know this?" And I'm like, "No, but let me Cha-Cha."
Let me Cha-Cha.
And
well, I mean, and before that, there was Ask Jeeves.
Yes.
Remember you asked Jeeves and then turned into ask.com and then everybody just started Googling everything.
Yeah, it's worth a Google.
That is a vocabulary word.
Yeah. But no, I mean, I remember vividly Cha-Cha. Did we? It was a different world that we grew up in, like in terms of like texting. Like, you know, all these kids now, they're like, oh, BRB and, you know, talk to you later, TTYL, all that stuff. And, you know, the only reason that really came about was because
We were the pioneers.
Well, because you used to have to get to G, you used to have to press 7 3 times. You know what I mean? Not G, but you know what I mean.
Whatever it is, yeah.
Yeah, it was like V. Like you got to V, you got to hit press 7 3 times.
Did you use T9?
Okay.
Okay. So you get your Razor phone out or whatever.
yeah.
And you had the kind, which I think I used what you're talking about more, where you click, and you get really good at it.
Yeah.
But then they came out with T9, where it was like the first version of a smart keyboard like we have now.
yeah.
And you could hit like 7643 and it would know that you're trying to say they or whatever you're trying to write.
Now, I didn't use it very much, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
It was like guessing your word.
Isn't that's the beginning of a smart keyboard, I guess. I've never thought about that.
Yeah, it was. I had a Walkman slider. I didn't have a Razor.
Oh, sorry.
So when my Walkman slider, like, what a time. Like, that really wasn't that long ago. I mean, we're talking 2009.
Yeah.
2009.
How old were you when you had your first phone?
When I got my first phone?
First phone.
I was in 8th grade. So it would have been 2008, 2009.
Yeah. My birthday, it's actually next week, but my birthday's a summer birthday, obviously. And I remember my 8th grade going into my freshman year, I got my first silver Motorola Razor phone.
Oh. Did it have Snake on it?
Of course it had. Well, I think at that time it had Snake 2 because I remember borrowing my dad's green screen Motorola, like the old little beeper looking thing, and playing Snake on that sucker. Oh,
yes. Wow. I remember that too. I love Snake.
such a good game.
Yeah. Well, it was like the only game, but yeah. Could you imagine like somebody just made like, this is the only game we're going to put on here. The only game. We're just going to really set it off.
Yeah.
And then it's just like never anywhere else. I mean, I'm sure you could download the app now.
Probably.
You could probably play Snake when you want to.
I might have to later.
I think it's worth a Google. Maybe I should ask Cha-Cha.
Do you have games on your phone anymore?
I have a couple.
I remember the first Apple phone I got, first iPhone, I got like the 3G or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I remember that was 90% of the reason I had a phone was just to play games on it. The other 5% was to text my buddies, and the other 5% was to call my mom to come pick me up from, basketball practice or whatever.
Right.
But I don't know how many games I actually have on my phone anymore. I'm definitely on my phone more than the average human probably, but it's like on social media probably instead of just playing games. I know I have Clash of Clans. I know I have that for sure because I have this weird relationship with Clash of Clans where I like really get into it and really obsess over it for like 3 weeks. And then I don't play for like 7 months. And then I'll be like, man, I better go check on my Clash real quick. I actually did it the other day. That's why I'm thinking of it. But I'm trying. What other games do I even have on my phone? I know I have a bunch of useless apps, and there's like 4 pages of apps that I just scroll through every time I open my phone. I have a game called Exploding Kittens. That's a fun game. Bet you never played that, have you?
Oh, I was gonna. No, I have not played that, but I was going to tell you that I had to download, or I had to, I had to delete Candy Crush.
Oh, you were a big Candy Crusher.
Yeah. Well, the reason why I had to delete Candy Crush was somebody was talking to me about Candy Crush, and they were like, I can't get past this level. I'm like, what level is it? They're like 177. I'm like, oh, my God. You can't get past that?
I'm on like 900.
Oh, dude, I was at 3,000 and something.
I played some Candy Crush.
I was in a part of the map no one's seen.
Temple Run. I big Temple Run guy.
God, do you remember Temple Run?
Temple Run. I remember my senior year.
I was a menace with
before a football game. It was always like the calm before the storm. We all just sit there and like your pads, not your top, but everything else. And they turn the lights all low, and you're supposed to sit there from 3:00 until 6, right? Mm-hmm. And I remember just sitting there playing Temple Run for like 3 hours straight.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Temple Run, but I'll tell you another one that like mentally prepared me. Mm-hmm. Like mental toughness was shown. Flappy Bird.
Flappy Bird was good. That guy made so much money off that game too. And it was like a simple, easy game.
The stupidest game of
But
all
people
time.
got so mad. And then it discontinued or whatever. But
Yeah.
that was a great game.
No, and I remember, because when you're in high school, you're just, if you download games, like everybody had it. All your friends had it.
That's the point.
And so like you just like tell them, you'd brag. And I remember coming to school and I got to like something crazy. I don't know what it was. Just say it was like 110 on Flappy Bird. I don't know. That probably is a stretch. And I remember Wesley McComb, he was like, dude, I've tripled that. And I'm like, show me. And he showed me and I'm like, what?
You're amazing.
I'm like, how did you focus that long? You got to be cheating. No, I didn't cheat. I'm like, how? And he goes, I think he told me something weird one time. Like, I think he's like, well, every time I died, I didn't put 10 push-ups. So I was just making myself get like really into it.
Didn't want to do push-ups.
And really focused. I'm
Maybe
like,
that's what I should do.
I'm like, that's a psychopathic behavior, but I love it.
Maybe every time we play MLB The Show and I like strike out, I should do push-ups.
Oh my God. I was swinging it the other day, dude. I was swinging it.
That's another thing, though. I was talking to Corby about it. It's crazy whenever you are like feeling good and you're like playing good on the show, for instance, and then you run into somebody where it's like, it doesn't matter what pitch you throw. It could be out of the zone. It could be right down the middle, whatever. And it's going to go 500 feet every time. Like there are just certain people that have gifts of video games.
Or they have the gift of buying a Zen or
maybe,
whatever they say
maybe.
and cheating.
Maybe.
I mean, I played a guy that I know was cheating. Had to have been. I was throwing stupid pitches. Like I get, like, you play a guy and he's good, okay? But like somebody shouldn't be hitting a home run when I'm painting the outside corner and then I'm going over here to the inside, high and tight, and like you can't be everywhere. Every time you swing, you're hitting a home run. Something's wrong.
I love video games.
Well, yeah.
And
I'm trying to slow down.
It's an addiction.
Yeah.
And I have it bad. It's really bad, Mike. And I know that we're starting to be better friends than we ever have been, probably. And
oh wow, on episode 14.
no, I'm just saying. At one point, we didn't know each other, and now we talk every day, basically.
Yeah, that does check out.
So,
Yes.
but there's a game that's coming out in November.
I'm not buying it.
You have to buy it.
I'm not buying it.
It's Grand Theft Auto 6.
I know I'm not buying it.
It's going to change the way games are for the rest of our lives.
First off, maybe.
No, it will.
Second off, I got no confidence that it's coming out.
I mean, it has been pushed back a few times, but
It's been pushed back since like 2012.
okay, I know, but it's because like I watched a video the other day and it was just of GTA 5. And I said the other day, I literally watched it this morning, but and
You're
I think
so bad at
I
that.
think I even sent it to you guys.
Yeah, you
but
did.
the guy, they have AI in the game.
Yeah,
and they're
that you
planning
like-
on putting it in GTA 6 where like you literally will go up and talk to a NPC.
Yeah, you
Just-
have like a mic, right? Like
yeah,
you
and
talk.
you just talk to them and they respond back like people.
yeah, like their character,
Yes.
like whoever they are. It would be in character.
Yes. And if that's in the game, but then there's also people that are trying to make it so that you can make real world money in GTA 6.
Okay, now I'm in. Now I'm interested.
This is real. So with GTA 5, it was everything on the console, and then they put everything on the PC. And whenever they put stuff on the PC, they were able to do mods and do all kinds of stuff where you can be a police officer and drive around and whatever. So they have like worlds. Well, the idea is that they're going to put that in GTA 6, but you can have a world, and you might know who he is, you might not. But there's this guy named Aiden, and Aiden.
I know an Aiden.
Okay, it's probably not this Aiden.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so but Aiden and like Nade Shot and it's not Nade Shot, but it's a different guy. Anyways, they're putting together this world that you can play on GTA 6, and you can literally like run a bakery in the world and make real world money. And they're planning on making it so that people can literally quit their jobs and just be a baker or whatever on the video game, and the money turn into crypto, and then you sell the crypto to make real money.
Boy, you just nerded out hard.
I am so excited for this game. We weren't even we were camping earlier, and now we're talking about this. But I think that's what's great about this podcast.
Yeah, I don't think there's any direction ever.
And I think that's what's fun. At
It
least
is
for me,
fun.
it is.
Because we sit in here sometimes and we talk a little bit before. We talk nothing about what we're going to talk about, really.
No, I mean, maybe we'll get to it.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, we write a few things down.
Yeah. This time we actually didn't write.
Yeah,
anything
we're
down.
literally 22 minutes in. We haven't talked about any of the 3 things that we.
But can
we
you
listed.
imagine, like?
No, I can't imagine because it makes no sense to me. How in the world can you be a baker on a video game that turns into crypto, that turns into real life money?
I don't know, but
I
I
don't
can't
even know.
wait.
Is crypto even real? Like, is crypto real stuff?
Remember whenever crypto was like so hot? I mean, I don't pay attention to stocks
Yeah, like
or anything.
Bitcoin,
enough, but,
yeah.
Yeah, but like, what was it? Odell Beckham like took half of his contract in Bitcoin and ended up
Yes.
losing millions and millions of dollars. Like how
Yes.
stupid that was.
Yeah.
But is it going to be a thing?
I mean, no, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I know that pennies are worthless now.
I was about to say there was a time in my life where pennies were a thing.
Yeah, I mean,
and they're
I used
not.
to roll pennies with my grandma.
Gosh, it is so weird paying for cash nowadays.
You don't get pennies.
No, it's literally like, okay, your bill is $7.57. Here's $7.50, or here's $7.55.
Yeah.
Like,
Usually they give you a little bit more.
to go more, but
Yeah, I got that actually today. I went to a gas station and she gave me like it would have been 4 cents more. She just gave me an extra nickel, and I was like,
I've gone places and they just don't give me the coins. They'll just give me a whole extra $1.
"Oh my gosh, what a pleasant surprise!"
It is weird.
Yeah, it's weird.
What's happening?
Well, did you know that I went to a fast food restaurant and I tried to pay with pennies, and they said we can't take these.
Really?
Yeah, I can't remember what restaurant it was. I feel like it was McDonald's, but I don't want to say that. But I remember it was like, it was like $12.63 or something. So I pulled out $12.63,
Right.
And it was 2 pennies or 3 pennies, and they're like, "No, we don't take pennies.
Man,
we'll just take the 60 cents." And I'm like, "Why? Why did you make it that price?"
Exactly. Well, okay. If we don't have pennies, why is stuff $4.99 if we're not using pennies anymore?
So, and my first initial thought about all this too, talking about pennies, I don't even know how we got here.
I don't care.
I don't know how we got here. But my initial thought was, I'm saving all my pennies
Right.
because at some point they're going to be worth
Right. Well, I mean, are they?
more than a cent.
Are they?
I don't know. I mean, currently, no.
Yeah.
But
in 10 years,
this
is
1975 that I just got chilling in my truck right now, it might be one day.
man, I do remember going through a drive-through with my dad or with whoever, and your total is $8.53, and you're like, oh, gosh, I got $8.52. Look around and find a penny, and you're like searching through the bottom of your, under your seat trying to find, and you finally find that loose penny. That's just not a thing anymore. That's not a rush that the kids are getting anymore, and I hate it.
Right. And no, nobody's getting it anymore because everybody's like cashless. Everybody wants to pay with their card and everything. Cash is king. And that's what's so weird about it too, because I've only grown up to know, like my dad, I didn't even know my dad had a card for years. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
I've never seen him pay with a card. He always had cash. So that's like what I always thought that I would be. So I always carry cash. Well, then I got to a point in my life where I was never carrying cash. And it was just so weird because I was like, oh, well, everything's always just pay, Even now, you go to a concession stand, you just go to a concession stand, you buy $2 of stuff. You buy or maybe $4, buy a hot dog, buy a Mountain Dew. A lot of concession stands let you pay with card.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Yeah, they got the little cube thing or whatever.
Yeah, there's some places that don't take cash. They say we're cashless. We want cards only.
There's a lot of high schools like in the St. Louis area that if you go to a ball game
Oh my,
and you can't pay with a $5 bill, it's only cards.
oh my God.
It's actually something we're not going to get that extreme, but it's something we're working on in Poplar Bluff.
Oh, tell me more. What else are you working on?
It's something that we're working on to make it so that you can pay with a card, online and have it bring your ticket to the game.
What else are you working on? Let's hear some things.
No, nothing.
You wanted to talk about work. Let's
No,
talk
I
about it.
don't. That the idea of the podcast is to not talk about work.
Well,
But here we are.
I didn't talk about
I know
work.
it was my fault, but
I didn't talk about
anyways.
work. You were
I know.
flexing.
I know. I wasn't flexing. I was just saying that we're slowly getting to a cashless society.
Yeah, Poplar Bluff's moving up with Jake Nicholson.
I'm sorry that I said
with Jake
anything about
Nicholson
this.
at the wheel. You're at the wheel. You've got the horse in front of the chariot,
Oh gosh, here
and
we
you
go.
are leading the direction.
Yeah, something like that.
So, let's talk about something we were actually going to talk about. Let's talk about something cool that I saw.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, you said it.
Cameron Misner.
Cameron.
Yeah,
Yeah, we talked about Poplar Bluff,
right. Here we are.
and here we are. Let's talk about Kam. So, Kam Misner just got recalled to the Kansas City Royals.
Yeah,
he has been killing it.
Player of the week.
Killing it in
minors.
AAA.
Had like 5 home runs last week.
Yeah, and he's like at double-digit home runs now for the season for the Omaha Royals and
The Storm Chasers.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Timeout. When do they change that?
Omaha Storm Chasers.
That's an awesome name. By the way, did you see his picture?
Yeah, of the sandwich.
That's awful. That's the worst uniform I've ever seen in my life.
I want to try the sandwich. I don't know what it is. I guess it's an Omaha thing. It's called like a Rancone, or I had to look it up.
Yeah.
But it's literally, the minor leagues, they do the thing where they, for the night they become like Springfield, the Cardinals, they were the Springfield Cashew Chickens one time because cashew chicken is huge in Springfield. And Omaha was the sandwiches, whatever kind of sandwich it was this night. But yeah, the picture that they had for him being recalled up was him wearing
Why would they use
this
that
sandwich
picture?
jersey.
That was, Kam, if you're listening to this, you look great.
Cam, if you're listening to this, we'd love to have you on.
We would love to have you on, but you look fantastic in that horrendous uniform. that uniform, which is hilarious because that uniform just looks like it just looks like a flying turd. It doesn't even
had
really
cheese on it.
Well, it could be mistaken for corn. It was weird. The whole thing's weird. The hat's weird. But anyways, Kam got recalled. It's completely awesome. I've always said it. Cam's got the tools. He's got the tools. He's hit. He had that crazy run last year, early on in the year. He was just hot.
It's very cool. And so I was playing video games last night, and I got a text that he was going to get called up. And so Kyle Isbell gets hurt. He's got the plantar fasciitis or whatever. And they said literally the second that he got taken out of the game, Cameron got taken out of the game in Omaha or wherever he was. And within 45 minutes, he was called up and flying to wherever they're playing today. I don't know if they're in Kansas City or wherever, but it's just wild how fast everything goes.
Yeah. Yeah. And then, he was probably, he's already been in the major leagues once and gets traded to the Royals and working his way up. Doesn't know if he's coming, when he's going, whatever. And then now he makes it. It's awesome.
I've talked to a guy before, and they always talk about how what level of baseball you're at based on what they feed you. So they said, in single A, you get a ham sandwich. In double A, you get a ham and cheese sandwich. In triple A, they might toast it, but then in the majors, you get whatever you want. So he's going from eating that nasty Omaha Rancone ham and cheese looking sandwich thing,
whatever that
to
is.
a filet mignon in minutes. It's wild how fast stuff moves. I remember as a kid watching whenever Matt Holliday got traded from the Athletics to the Cardinals, and how big of a deal that was in my world, and how literally he was in Oakland that morning, and then by the time he was in St. Louis, he had jerseys and everything, and they were going to play. And in my brain, it's just as however old I was, 12-year-old, how wild it was, how fast everything moves.
Yeah, what do they got? Just someone's 75-year-old grandma that's just in there with a sewing machine, I'm ready.
Probably. I watched, here we go, TikTok. I watched a TikTok the other day, and it was a woman, and she is literally the woman for the College World Series for softball, and all she does it was something crazy, 58 hours straight, is sew on the World Series patches onto
all the jerseys?
On the jerseys.
Oh, my gosh.
And it's their family thing. And they would go and they rent out a hotel room so that they're all focused and they're all doing their thing. And then for the 16 teams or however many, and every team gets 3 jerseys. So whatever, 16 times 3, and times 25 players a team. So all night for 2 nights straight, they're sewing stuff on. It's just, the world's wild.
Yeah, and I have, and you bringing that up makes me think of this, so I have to derail us for just a second. So you said 58 hours.
It was something like that.
Yeah, whatever. My point was, you said she did it for a really, 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 really long time. I'm gonna have to shout out Haley Jean Benson.
Okay,
Haley Jean. Haley Jean won the Hand on the Camper challenge.
Oh yeah,
Hand on the Camper challenge. 76 hours.
That's so long.
76 hours. And I joke with her before, Haley, if you're listening, like I'm gonna say the joke too. I mean, you gotta be the craziest person in Butler County. Craziest person this side of the Mississippi to hang on for 76 hours. That is so insane. And what's crazy is like I went there 3 or 4 times, right, to see her. And I remember the first time she was at like hour 36. You know, she'd already surpassed 24 hours. Mm-hmm. And I just remember being like, I showed up and I stood up for like 25 minutes and I literally was like, golly, my back's hurting. Yeah. And I go over there and I sit down and I'm like, and Haley Jean's just up there. Haley's just up there, just hanging on the camper. She's just been there for 36 hours, just like delusional. You know, they had some EMTs there for another guy. And I was just sitting there going like, wow, it'd be awesome. I mean, it'd be cool to win this. And then she ended up winning and it was electric. She got $10,000. I
mean, to stand there for 76 hours, you said?
Yeah, you would, you know.
Yeah. I would do that. I mean, it would, again, back to the camping thing.
You got, well,
I want to try.
Yeah. You got a 10 to 15 minute break every 4 hours. I don't know really which one. I don't know if it alternated. It was either 10 minutes or 15 minutes. That's not enough to sleep. That's the whole point.
No.
And they said that the first time after like around 24 hours, they let them sit down because they did several times throughout it. They let you sit down. And you get to be there. But they had like 5 or 6 people on that first go, you know, had their hand on the camper, was sitting down, and then they fell asleep and their hand dropped. And they had to be out because they fell asleep. So you just couldn't sleep. So she was up for 76 hours. So when she won, you know, I drove up there and, you know, congratulate her. I mean, she was like so excited, but you could tell that she was just out of it because she was just so sleep deprived and everything. So that was awesome. Got to be crazy. I'm thinking that instead of doing like Hell Week where you condition, I'm thinking I'm just going to tell the girls I only got 14 jerseys, girls, and pull a school bus up to the front and just be like, hand on the bus. Let's go.
I hope Rob Brown is not listening.
Do you think I could get that approved by the school?
I don't.
That would be so fun though. Like these are the 15 that got it.
Who wants it more?
Who wants it? We're going to find out who really wants to play. Like how hilarious would that be? It'd be crazy. But yeah, so anyways.
It's another thing where, again, like I said, like back to the camping thing, like, oh yeah, I could do 24 hours. I could do that, whatever. But after the first like hour, I would be so bored.
Yeah, you couldn't get your cell phone.
No. I would
No.
You literally have to like shut the world off until further notice.
You have to have people there with you. Mm-hmm. That's like pushing you because you're going to mentally break, you know. And I think that was a big thing for Haley, which, you know, I'll tell you, just like I told her, she wanted a pep talk. So at like hour 36 when I was there, right, they got a break, 15-minute break. She's like, I got to get you, and you got to get me. And I'm like, all right. I was like, what do you want me to do? You want me to just build you up, or you want me to shoot me straight? I'm like, all right. And I just proceeded for about 7.5 minutes chewing her tail out. And just like I got a finger in her face, got a finger pointing at the camper. And I'm like, you think these people know? Like, we're teachers. Like, teachers, that's all we talk about is mental toughness and getting over things. Yeah. And I'm like, you got all these kids here watching. You really going to let them down? And she was just like, all right. And she's like brushing her teeth. And she's like, I got it. Put them on my back.
Does she get to keep the camper?
No, it's just $10,000, which is crazy, I mean, you know, is an awesome event.
It is cool.
It's awesome event. 76 hours, $10,000. That's crazy. That's crazy. I mean, if you would have the camper too, oh my gosh.
Can you imagine the first sleep in that camper after the 76 hours? I would sleep in the camper. That would be the first thing I would do.
I think the first thing that I would do is I would immediately get on the ground and I would start sleeping there.
Right where I stand.
Yeah, right. I would stand here. I'm like, this is where
I live here now.
This is my domain.
Yeah, I live here now.
This is
whoever would be with me whenever I would win. Whenever, yeah. Let's just pretend.
Oh, no.
Let's just pretend.
I'm signing you up.
That reminds me of a song. Let's pretend. Anyways, you would just have to pick me up and take me wherever I need to be. I wouldn't be able to focus.
No, yeah, you wouldn't be able to. I don't know. This is probably too much information, so I don't know. But Haley Jean she's part of Booster Club. She helps us with some summer shootouts and stuff. Well, I had some summer shootouts this week, and I needed to pay for. Well, I didn't bother her, like I didn't want to bother her after that whole debacle. So like I've still got to send her a message and be like, hey, congrats again. Also, I need a check.
By the way,
like, hey,
we've been playing some basketball.
Hey, Skipper.
Hey, great job and stuff, but open the checkbook.
Hey, you remember when you were on your little vacation?
The vacation.
Yeah, you remember how you were on your camping vacation?
Yeah.
I need help. Yeah. So, but anyways, no, shout out Haley Jean. So I just wanted to give her one. She that was awesome. Just seeing her push through that and just knowing how mentally draining it was and mentally tough, and then to just see. Every time that I was up there, just the amount of kids that were up there supporting her and supporting the mission, I should say, and it was a big deal. So I'm really pumped for her, and I was really pumped for our kids. They were juiced up about it. So shout out her. Wanted to make sure I said something. Once you said that lady was sewing things on for 58 hours, I just thought immediately 76.
Yeah.
Remember that? So shout out Kam. Kam, if you're listening, highly doubt it. But if you're listening, you know what we should do? Like on the podcast,
start tagging
post. We should put Kam.
Yeah.
Somewhere and make everybody freak out that maybe Kam's on. We're like, well, we're not that big of a deal. We're in the Czech, but we're not quite in Kansas City and Omaha.
In the business, we call that clickbait.
Yeah, it'd be clickbait.
Yeah.
For sure. And then they would have to listen to us for 25 minutes talk about hammocks and camping and survivalists.
And Kam for 6
Yeah,
minutes.
and then we could talk about Kam for a little bit. Yeah.
He would it would be fun to have him on though. Especially Papa Buff guy being around the area. But what's fun, I think, whenever we do bring people on, which I want to bring somebody on next podcast, but I think it's fun because you can kind of let loose. And although I accidentally talked a little bit about work, but you can kind of just learn more about people just by doing what we're doing and not necessarily talking about serious stuff.
Oh, yeah. Every time that we bring somebody on, there can just be a theme, Like they can be like, hey, what do you want to talk about? And then they can be like, well, let's talk about this. And immediately we can go because, we're almost experts. We've got so many things we can talk about. Now, we may not know everything.
We almost do.
But we can talk about it.
We know just enough to be dangerous.
I still need to Google the difference between Sam's Club and Costco.
So it's funny you say that because I was up in St. Louis for a golf tournament last weekend, and we were at Target. And literally that Target we were at shares a parking lot with Costco. And for whatever stupid reason, I didn't go in.
Yeah, you've done that twice now.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. The people on the pod need to know.
They need to know if the chicken bake is about the hype or not.
Yeah, and also if you do, because I don't even know if I've ever seen a Costco. That's how I don't know if I've ever. I mean, I've seen one. I guess I've drove past one. I'm talking about I've been in the parking lot.
Yeah,
I've been in the parking lot of it. No, I've never done that. But if you do, go get a chicken bake. Go ahead and just give me one. And just
I'll bring it back.
Even if it's 3 days.
Yeah.
Even if it's 3 days. Just keep it in the fridge. I'll heat it up. It'll be fine. I'll nuke it. I'll put it in the microwave.
I was going to say, nowadays, I put everything in the air fryer.
Yeah. Yeah, you told me that.
It is crazy what an air fryer will do. And I wasn't about the hype of the air fryer, but I'll cook steak in there.
A steak?
It is so good. My
in
wife,
the air fryer?
Yeah, my wife will go to Aldi and get good cuts of cheap steak because it's at Aldi, right? And we'll cut them up into little bitty steak bites. Put them on some aluminum foil, put it in the steak, and put it in the air fryer, and they make it. It's so good.
I've got to try it then.
Yeah, I think you do.
That's awesome.
I love air fryers.
I mean, I need to up my game with the air fryer. I mean, I put some fries and some chicken strips in there.
Right.
I get that, but I'm not hey, have you ever tried zucchini in the air fryer? I'm no, I'm not doing that. Steak.
I've seen dudes on TikTok.
Yeah, you are on TikTok a lot.
I told you without my phone,
you're naked.
Yeah, it's awful.
You're naked and afraid.
Now that was a show.
That was a show.
Also, Survivor.
Yeah.
I remember I don't watch Survivor hardly at all anymore.
It's still going, if that's what you were going to ask.
It still
okay,
does.
I thought you were going to say, like, hey, when we were growing up, did you ever watch Survivor?
I do remember as we were growing up, whenever you couldn't just watch streaming stuff.
Yes.
And it was like every Sunday night, my dad was watching Survivor.
Right.
And it was like a thing. I remember my dad like religiously watching David Letterman and watching Survivor. And Sunday night, we were watching Survivor. It's the same thing. I could do those challenges until I'm out there, probably.
Yeah, it's easy to say that from your couch as you're eating potato chips. You're like, oh, I could stand on that log.
Yeah, I could stand out there. How long you been out there? Only 3 hours? Okay, whatever.
3 hours? I could stand on that little ledge. That's no big deal.
Pass the pizza rolls.
Are you freaking kidding me? You can't cut that down with an axe.
Yeah.
You're like, hey, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All right, buddy.
Yeah, we got any more ranch over there? By the
Yeah.
way?
Well, talking about those shows and stuff, like my mom and dad were huge into Big Brother. Mm-hmm. And I love Big Brother too. The only problem I have with like Survivor and Big Brother that I wish they didn't do was, and I guess it's cool and people like it, I don't know. But I just hate that they bring in like the same people sometimes.
Yeah.
Like they're like, oh, well, this is a fan favorite from season 13. You're like, well, why don't you give Joe a chance in Cincinnati?
Yeah.
You know, like I don't know why you don't do that. Like,
Right.
And I think Big Brother brought in somebody that already won like twice. And it's like
Survivor,
why?
I feel like whenever they do that, it's always to me. It always feels like their ratings might be low, so they're going to try to bring back old dudes that were good or something. You know, I
guess
don't know,
there's a whole other part of it that I probably don't know. But
man, what is that guy's name that is the announcer for Survivor? I can see his face.
Jeff.
Yeah. That's going to bother me.
Yeah, it's Jeff.
I can't remember it. I can see his face. I can see the amount of Botox or whatever that he's had over the years. I can hear his voice, but I cannot think of his last name.
It's something weird though. Is it
are
Probst?
Is it?
Probst.
Yeah, it is.
Jeff Probst.
Yeah.
Or something. Probst?
Yeah.
Probst?
Yes. No. This is the second phone call that I've got since we've been doing this podcast.
I know. I've got one too a while ago.
Was it Colton?
No.
Oh, well, this one's Colton.
Oh, well, that's not important at all. Mine was actually from someone who's never called me before.
My mom called me the first time, and now
No, literally, I got a phone call from someone that does not ever call me. So, and they called me at, what is it? They called me at 9 o'clock at night.
You have their you have their contact. You know who,
yeah.
so you know who it was.
Yeah, I know who it was. Literally, at 9 o'clock at night, they called me. So I'm like, that has to be important, but I didn't pick it up.
Right. Do you have that part, the AI thing on your phone whenever somebody calls you that's not in your contact list?
Yeah, it's weird. That's weird.
It like, I mean, a lot of the time I got it originally whenever it was for like people who are calling to want money or, what are they called? What are they called?
Yeah, you'll get, telemarketers.
Telemarketer, yeah.
Yeah, you'll get like someone that says like, hey, this is, we just got a big charge from Walmart.
Yeah.
They just bought a PlayStation 5. Like, if you don't want it, let me have your social security card and your credit number, credit card number.
Right.
And you're like, oh, what the heck? No.
That was originally why I got it, because a lot of those guys will go away because it asks for your name and why you're calling. And by that time, Dan in India doesn't want to talk enough.
I know, but do you ever just like mess with them?
I don't, but I get the funny of it.
So let me tell you this funny story.
Okay.
So I used to pick up the phone call, and I used to try to speak Spanish. And obviously I can't speak Spanish, but I would just like, immediately be like, ¿Cómo está? Me llamo Michael,
Right.
like whatever. And so like I would do that all the time. And I got a phone call from the school, and I thought it was like the automated system, like, hey, we're starting back school, whatever. So I just pick it up, and I was just being goofy. I was like, ¿Cómo está? Muy bonita, whatever, saying all this stuff. And the other line was like, coach? And it was our principal just calling me, and I went, oh my God, I'm so sorry.
Whoops.
What's up? And then he called me about something legit, and I go, and he goes, what did you just do? And I'm like, I'm sorry. I was like, it's just something I do. I just like messing with stuff. I don't know. I was being an idiot. So
I remember I took 3.5 years of Spanish in high school, And that half, there's a reason for the half, Mike. My senior year at Christmas, getting ready to go on break, and everybody, it gets to the point where you can drop classes around that time. Mm-hmm. And I remember my Spanish teacher saying, "This will be the last day that I speak English in this class. Whenever you get back, it will be only Spanish from me." And I immediately raised my hand like, "Hey, nice to hang out with you guys for a little bit. I'm leaving."
Yeah.
I need a little bit of English in my life.
I need English.
Yeah, I know this is Spanish class, and you would think by now I would know enough Spanish that we could at least hold a conversation, but I can't. So I'm going to leave, and I ended up in PE or something.
Right. Well, I don't want to make it sound like I can have a sentence in Spanish, because that's not what I can. I can't.
I feel like I learned more in Spanish in college because of playing college ball with a bunch of Latino and Spanish, people.
Yeah.
And so there's a guy who I know he doesn't listen to the podcast, but Herman Ilaraza from Venezuela, if you listen to the podcast, please.
Maybe he's part of the Venezuelan downloads that we've got.
Maybe he is. Man, that would be fun. Okay, anyways, so Herman came over. He pitched at 3R. And whenever he got to America, he didn't know any English. Didn't know a single bit of it, but he could throw a fastball. And he could,
that checks out.
He could do some things with the baseball. Anyways, his very first English word was spitter, but he knew it as a bottle of water. Even if it was full of water, he knew that was a spitter. And so anytime he would say spitter, he would just find a bottle of water. But anyways, I don't know how we got here, but I'm okay with it. Herman, was a really cool guy, and he taught a lot of stuff of Venezuelan culture and Spanish things, but it was just wild. Literally teaching him English stuff. Mm-hmm. Him and I, one night we went to Hibbett Sports. Of course, he was a pitcher, and I caught, and so we hung out all the time. Anyways, and I introduced him to Pop Rocks. He had never had a Pop Rock before. Remember the
yeah, I remember Pop Rocks.
And so I had Herman Ilaraza and another guy named Roger. Roger's from the Dominican. Roger,
I remember Roger.
You know Roger Mena?
Yeah, Roger Mena.
I
do know Roger.
Okay, so Roger knew English, and so
at that time, not
a lot, but he knew more than Herman.
Well, I don't know Herman, but yeah.
Okay, so we were going to Hibbett Sports to look at hats or shoes or I don't know, whatever. And there was Pop Rocks there, and Herman had never had them before. And so whenever Herman put them in his mouth and they started popping and doing all this stuff, he started freaking out and going Spanish crazy. And I asked Roger what's going on, and he said he thought he was about to fly. That's what the feeling he had. And so it's just wild, the culture difference, obviously. But anyways,
yeah, that's a culture difference.
That's wild. I didn't know that you knew Roger.
Yeah, I went to Three Rivers.
You've been around.
Yeah, I've been around here. Yeah, Roger hung out with some of the people that I used to hang out with a lot, that weren't on the baseball team.
I think okay.
Yeah, I remember him and Sam. Him and Sam were really close. Mm-hmm. We're really good friends, and then we all just kind of hung out sometimes. And anyways, I just know Roger from those experiences. I don't know what Roger's doing now or anything.
I follow him on Facebook, and
I have him on Facebook.
I think he's doing some cool stuff.
Yeah, I think so too.
I hope he's listening.
I do hope he's listening. Did I tell you that I think I figured out why we got some views from the check?
No.
I just realized this. I shouldn't say I realized this. My mother told me, and she was like, "Hey, you remember talking about the check on your podcast?" I'm like, "Yeah." And she was like, "Well, Karen, guess." She was telling me that Mallory listens to it. And I go, "Yeah." And she goes, "Well, Mallory lives in Prague." And I go,
"Dang it."
I'm like, "Oh."
So you're telling me that the plumber from the Czech Republic baseball team is not actually listening?
No, I guess not. It's Mallory Guess.
Well,
shout out Mallory.
Thanks, Mallory.
Yeah, shout out Mallory. Mallory's my cousin. She graduated with me from Twin Rivers, and now she's in Prague, and she lives in Prague. I think she's kind of I think she does teaching type stuff, like English. I think she teaches English to students there. Anyways, it's really cool. Yeah.
You know how hard it would be to teach English in another country?
Oh, yeah. What do you mean you can't get there?
Yeah, that might be impossible.
Yeah, it would be so tough. Yeah. But it's just crazy how second nature it is to us, because we have so many weird things that really go on with our language versus everybody else's. So, but that's a whole different story. So one of the things that we talked about, Jake, was we were going to talk a little bit about, like, we're coaches, so, making these crazy calls in order to get something done. We say
To win a game.
To win a game. Like, you got to do some stuff that just doesn't make sense sometimes. And, we use the example, like Ethan this year won a district championship. Brady's just cruising. He's only got 2 days before the next game or 3 days before the next game. So, like, Brady can't go over 75 if he wants him. And, Ethan ends up pulling him. And, at that time, it was good. They had like a 6-run lead. Like, it wasn't nothing crazy, and, but still yet, like, it's still scary.
Yeah.
When you have to do that stuff.
I know you're about to tell a story, but on the same thing, what Ethan did where he had Brady, took out Brady, threw somebody else, put Brady back in.
That's what I'm talking about.
But,
that was before.
I tried to do that Brady's junior year, and it kicked me in the butt.
Oh, you did?
Against Bernie in our last game. Because we went into extra innings, and I was trying to save Brady for our quarterfinal game.
Right.
And I thought we were going to be good enough to be able to beat Bernie. Not that Bernie wasn't good, but I just thought we had enough that we could beat him. And we ended up being tied for most of the game. Well, I bring in Brady. Brady throws really well. And then I went out and took Brady out because I thought we were going to be lined up. We had scored a couple runs, and they ended up coming back and beating us. And it was something I thought I had to do in order to make us better for the next game.
Well, yeah. And that's what I mean. Like, there's so many things that happen.
Right. So your story.
Well, I was just going along with that. I mean, that's what you got to do. And baseball's so hard. Mm-hmm. Baseball's so hard because hindsight's 20/20, and everybody remembers it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, it's so hard sometimes being in those shoes. So let me tell you this story. I don't know if we have ever told you this. It was crazy. I mean, it was wild. So we're playing in the district championship game. This is 2021. And this is the COVID year, which was a wild year anyways, where everybody was getting sent home left and right for social distancing and all that stuff. And so anyways, we just had, it was just a wild year. So we're playing for the district championship. We're playing Campbell. Campbell's the number 1 team in the state. They are good. So stinking good. And we are tied 3-2. Okay. Going into the 7th inning. Hunter Lawrence, shout out Hunter. Hunter listens to the podcast. Hunter Lawrence hits a home run in the 6th inning, and he hit it. I mean, he just smashed this ball to get us up. And I mean, Hunter was juiced up. I was juiced up. We said some choice words while he's rounding first base. It's all good. It's all good.
Right.
So, but anyways, we fast forward to the 7th, and Campbell has 7, 8, 9, and we've got Nate on the mound. Nate Rue. I just went to Nate's wedding. Shout out Nate Macy. It was an amazing wedding. You guys were awesome. Nate was on the mound. Nate was a stud. I mean, Nate was so good. And so it lined up, and you're like, I think it was actually 6, 7, 8 is what I think it was, if I remember right. Maybe 7, 8, 9. Anyways, you got the bottom of the lineup. Well, Nate's only got probably 20 pitches left. I'm thinking, we can do this. We can do it. Nate can finish this. He proceeds to walk 2 guys. Okay. And then we get an out somewhere, I think. And Charlie comes up. Charlie Parker comes up. And Charlie Parker's already hit a double, and he's hit a home run off Nate that game. He was a left-handed hitter, was really, really good. He just was awesome. Nate's got 4 pitches left. We've got the tying run at first. So their tying run was at first. The winning run was Charlie. Nate's got 4 pitches. So the last thing I wanted to do was have Charlie hit a double, get the momentum, have to take Nate out.
Right.
I didn't want Nate to walk Charlie. And then they've got the momentum, bases loaded, whatever. So we had 2 outs at this point. And I go out there, and I'm talking to Darren Shipman, who was our coach, and I was like, Darren, I want to walk him. And Darren's like, are you sure? I'm like, I want to walk him so bad. I don't want Nate to pitch to him right here. I want him to pitch to the next kid. And Darren's like, I'm in it. I'm in on it. I'm in. Let's do it. So I'm like, all right, I better go tell him. So I go walk out there, and we got a bunch of kids that played a lot of baseball in their lives. So I go out there to the mound visit, and I'm like, guys, I want to walk him. And they're like, Coach, the tying run's on first. Charlie's the winning run. We're going to put the winning run on base. And I'm like, guys, I know. I get it. It don't make sense. And I said, but I'd rather Nate pitch to somebody else. And Charlie's got his number. And I just remember looking at Nate, and Nate was such a gamer. And these kids were literally just arguing, like not arguing, but they were all like, Coach, no.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to do that. And I remember Nate just like turn around and said, guys, I got 4 pitches left. I don't want to throw to Charlie. I want to throw it to this other kid. I'm throwing it to him. He said, y'all just get me. Y'all get me. And they're like, and I remember just looking around, everybody's like, all right. So I turn around and I go to the home plate umpire and I go, hey, ball 4. Let's put him on. And there was no base open really other than third base. So we're just moving runners over. And I just remember the crowd just going bonkers.
Going nuts.
I remember Campbell's crowd going nuts. And I remember our crowd wanting to hang us, in the street. And I was just like, oh my God, if this doesn't work, I'm fired.
Right.
And so we go out there, and I'm just thinking, oh my God, if this kid gets a hit, if this kid, gets walked, and we have to bring Nate out, they're gonna have all the momentum. I don't know what's gonna happen. And Nate just dials it in, gets 2 quick first strikes, throws a slider on the outside. Kid hits it over to right field in a tough spot. It was on the right field line. It was like a scene from Angels in the Outfield. I caught the ball with Austin. Austin caught the ball in right field, and I was with him, okay, when he caught it. And we caught it, and we won. We beat them, and we were like the 3 seed. And, the kids go nuts. Kids go bonkers. Everybody goes crazy, right? I talked to a parent a few weeks later. And he was like, hey, we never really talked about that move you made, that time. And I go, yeah, it was pretty wild. Me and Darren talked about it, and it was crazy. And he goes, yeah, I can't believe you did it. He said, I'm glad you did it.
Sure.
But I can't believe you did it. I cannot believe you put the tying run at second. I can't believe you put the winning run on first. I cannot believe you did it. And I said, I know, but he had 4 pitches. He's like, no, you ain't got to explain nothing to me. He's like, I'm just saying, it's crazy that you did it. And it made me think, like, you have to do crazy things as a coach to win a big one.
And exactly, the big one is what I was going to get at. You never have to feel like you have to do something like that in the 3rd game of the season.
No,
right? Whether it's the situation's just not there, or it's just obviously you're not playing for anything at that point. But it always feels like there is something it comes down to at the very end of the season. I think about random 1st and 3rd plays that we practiced in the hot of August, in fall ball, trying to get ready to, just in case a situation would pop up. And then it always finds a way to happen whenever you need it the most.
Yes, it does. And like when you're at that moment, like you can't leave any stone unturned. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like you have to do stuff. Mm-hmm. You have to do some crazy stuff that doesn't make sense. Like I don't want to make a kid catch and then make him pitch, but sometimes you just have no choice. I don't want to take a kid out in the middle of an inning because he's almost at a pitch count and I think that we might be okay, and then have to bring him back in. Like you don't ever want to do that as a coach, but sometimes like the situation that you're in, you're just like, I have no choice. Like it's either that or we go home. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And I always think back at that, and it's always a clear indication and a clear reminder of, sometimes things aren't just going to go your way and it's not going to be perfect, and you're going to have to make some really tough decisions. And I was actually talking about this to Hunter and Hunter Lawrence and Max Harmon, and Hunter was like, "Oh man, I'm fired up! I can't wait to listen to it." So it was a wild time. It was a wild time where I was calling pitches, and I remember this too, Jake. I was calling pitches, and I was giving Wilson the signs, and after I got done, I turned around on the bucket and I just went, oh my God, please, please don't. And then I'd hear strike and I'd go, okay. And I'd give Wilson another sign, and then I would turn right around and I'd be like, oh my God, please. And I heard dink, and I turned and I was out on the field, like literally I was out on the field going, oh my God, please. Because if it got down, Jake, I mean, they were winning the game.
Sure.
Bottom of the seventh, they were the 1 seed. Like if it got down in the gap, Charlie was scoring. I mean, he was a dude. And Austin caught that ball, and I thought, oh my God, I can't believe. So we ended up winning. And let me tell you about that, because that was a Final Four run. So we win that game. We turn around, we play Ellington. And Ellington had just beat us like 2 weeks before that.
Well, and what year did Ellington win state?
Like 2019.
Yeah, I was going to say like the year before or 2 years before.
2 years before, which, we didn't have the 2020 season. So I think they won state in 2019.
Literally okay, go ahead.
Yeah, and then 2021 was the COVID year where you had all that weirdness, but you didn't have the spring 2020. So we play Ellington. They just had beat us like 2 weeks before that. They beat us like 6-0 at our home field. Well, we got to host it. And, I mean, we were hot. Like, we were swinging it. I mean, we beat a good South Penn team in semis, and we beat a really good Campbell team in the district championship. And we go play Ellington. And we play so well. I mean, we beat them 9-0, I believe. And we turn right around, and the next game, we go, and me and Darren, we beat Ellington 8-1. Sorry. We would always, since school got out and we were playing in districts, we would always eat Mexican food the day of a game. It was just kind of a ritual. We just met up there at 11:30. We'd eat. Neither one of us talked about it. The quarterfinal game, we didn't talk about it at all. And no discredit to this team that we were playing. They were a good team. But anytime you're in the quarterfinal game, it always seems like you're playing a private school.
Sure.
You're playing somebody that's like stupid good, right? Well, I just remember sitting there talking to him in this restaurant, and finally I just like, look, I'm going to say it. We'll never get this chance again. We're playing a team that we can beat. And like, that was crazy to think about. And I was like, we just beat the number 6 team in the state. We just beat the number 1 team in the state. We just beat the number 4 team in the state. And now we're playing a team that went into districts around 500. And they got hot too. I'm like, we'll never get this chance. Like, we will never be in this. I mean, you'll always have to play a Valley Catholic or something. I was like, not this year though. We can do it. And he's like, I know. I don't know what's going to happen. We come out, we beat this team, Jake, 19-0 to go to the Final Four. We beat them in 3 innings. And our kids didn't even know how to react. You know what I mean? Because, like, we were hot. And they just didn't, they were like, yay, yeah. I mean, the parents were more excited than the kids. Right. And they were just going crazy, right? And it was just, the whole run was so awesome. I mean, I never forget. I mean, he listens to this, so he'll be excited for me to tell us. I don't think Hunter Lawrence got out in a month. I mean, I bet he batted realistically. Hunter, if you're listening, he would probably know. I bet he batted over 600 the last 10 games of the year.
The ball probably was like a beach ball.
That's what he said. He said, I was seeing a beach ball out there. Like, it was a beach ball. And he was smashing. And Hunter's an unbelievable hitter. He's probably the best hitter that I've ever been around. I've been around baseball a long, long time. I mean, just pure high school hitter. There's not very many kids that I could say was better than him. I mean, he was just pure in everything he did there. And he was so good. And he was a sophomore at that year, and he was batting 6-hole. And it was funny because I was begging Coach Shipman, I was begging Darren to put him up in the lineup. I'm like, he's our best hitter. And Hunter would even tell you this too. And he's like, Darren's like, yeah, but at the 6-hole, because he's batting 6-hole for us, he batted like 500. I think he batted 488 is what he finished batting. And he was like, yeah, but it's the 6-hole. He gets a lot of fastballs. Mm-hmm. And Hunter would tell you that too. Like, he got moved up in the lineup. He's like, I don't like curveballs.
Move me back down. Yeah.
He's like, I'm getting a lot of curveballs. This is new. And I'm like, yeah, that's what happens when you're the 4-hole, or the 3-hole. Like, you see it. He's like, no, I really like the 6. Like, put me back there. Like, I got a lot of fastballs. And so Hunter was so good. But I wanted to talk a little bit about that because that was an awesome time in my life. And, since we're talking about baseball and coaching, I want to tell the story about me helping Chris at that baseball game in Van Buren.
Yeah.
And I
For
was,
the wood bat.
Yeah, the wood bat. And I was there and I was coaching first, like no big deal. Like I was just helping Chris that day, drove the bus, and you made the comment of like, hey, I know you don't know anything about baseball, but
Glad you're here.
it's good that you're here. At least you have somebody there that like is at least standing there that's not a kid. And
Right.
I'm like, and I remember just kind of looking at you, and then you just walked off, and I was like, I looked at Chris and I go, I've coached baseball like my entire life, my entire career. And he was like, and Chris just started laughing. He's like, you're a little butthurt about that. I was like, yeah, I kind of am a little butthurt.
I know you're butthurt about it because that was 8 years ago or something, and we're still talking about it.
It was 3 years ago.
Okay.
It was when I got to Twin Rivers. But yeah, no, that definitely happened. That definitely happened.
But again, that was early on. Remember earlier whenever I said we're becoming better friends than we ever were?
Yeah, you didn't know me.
I didn't really know you then.
Yeah, you didn't know me for sure. I know.
I'm not from here.
No, you're not. But I knew you.
Well, of course.
Oh, yeah, big time. Oh, he's big time. My bad, guys. My bad.
Exactly. I'm trying to. You said the catch that the kid makes in right field. There is nothing in sports. I coach baseball more than I did basketball or football, but there's nothing better than whenever that catch gets made, like that feeling as a coach, because in the end you can make some moves and you can do stuff as a coach and put, change the lineup around or your rotations or whatever. But in the end, it's up to them. I mean, they literally it's them. And so you almost feel like you can't do anything, but that feeling whenever that kid makes that catch, because I had one of those whenever we won district the first time at Van Buren, whenever we beat Greenville, and we were at East Carter, and we had an injury, and I had to move some guys around, and I had to put a guy in right field that's never played right field before in his life. And at the very end, it was literally he played out there for 4 or 5 innings and then never got a ball. And then at the very end, I had to make a move a guy who has played right field before. And a kid hits a ball. It might have been Trey Porter. I don't know who it was. It was a kid it was one of their good players from Greenville. And the kid who I had put him back in, and he goes and basically scales the wall to catch this ball and save the game. And we won districts on that. Like that, there is nothing better than that feeling right there whenever everything kind of comes together. Now, I've been on the other side of it where nothing comes together. And, whenever I was at Poplar Bluff the first time, here we are talking about work.
No, it's what we're doing.
Yeah,
we're talking about coaching.
We played Rockwood Summit. They come down for the sectional game. And Rockwood Summit, I remember we had guys that were going to go to John A. Logan, a couple guys going to TR, a couple guys going to Wren Lake. But then Rockwood Summit, their shortstop is going to Kansas, their catcher's going to Kentucky, their second baseman's going to Notre Dame, their center fielder's going to play at Mizzou. They were legit. Jackson Rutledge pitched. He pitches. He got drafted by the Nationals. He still pitches. I don't know where he is now, but he's he's somewhere in the league. And we ended up we beat them at Poplar Bluff. Our next game, you talk about private schools. We got to go to St. John Vianney, right? So we're headed to Vianney, and Vianney, all guys school, known for sports, especially baseball. And as soon as we get there, it was like one of those feelings you get off the bus and you're like, this is going to be hard.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, whatever happens, this is going to be tough. And like they got old pro guys that have come back and they were like taking BP with their kids and hanging out. That game, 7 innings, lasted an hour and 3 minutes. It was the fastest baseball game of a full 7 innings that I've ever been a part of in my entire life. Final score was like 2-1. And there was only 3 people that touched second base that day, and all 3 of those guys were the 3 of the runs. No, it was just a pitching duel back and forth. And I remember, I guess they were the home team, top of the 7th inning. I was coaching first, and we were on the third base dugout, and I go to run around to the first base side, and they had a crowd, a student section there. And I remember the students screaming at me saying, enjoy your last run. I hope you like your last run. You know, you guys are about to get knocked out. You know, they're trashing me, whatever. And I'm, you know, taking it on the chin. I mean, I'm not going to scream at a kid or whatever, but at the same time, and then it happens, they're like, you just get so close sometimes.
Yeah. You're just like, yeah, they were right.
You were right. But it was
I did
wild.
enjoy it though. Suckers.
Yeah.
You know?
But no, it is a crazy feeling whenever that happens. But I feel like I've definitely been on the other side of it, maybe more than the good side.
Well, I mean, we went to the Final Four, and you know, with all those good things that happened to us, you were just kind of like, wow, I hope we stay hot, you know. And I was actually talking to them about this too, and if I could go back, I would change this. But we stayed in a lake house. You know, we stayed in Airbnb, this huge Airbnb, and it was like a baseball themed Airbnb, and or sports themed, I should say. Had a basketball goal, hot tub. You know, it had all these different rooms, and they were all themed with the Cardinals. There was some, you know, Mizzou stuff. You know, there was Kansas City Royals room, all this stuff. Fatheads everywhere, and I remember like we did it, and we got like a Greyhound bus and stuff, and it was almost kind of like we made it, you know, and it wasn't really like about business. Mm-hmm. And so we went and played, and like nothing went our way. Nothing went our way. I mean, I think we hit that first game, semifinals. We played East Buck, and they were unbelievable defensively. Like I've never seen a team be as good as they were defensively. And we lost to them. We didn't score a run. Lost to them like 4-0. And I remember like in the first inning, a pop up to a kid that was awesome. Eli Bader, pop up to him. I think he dropped it or didn't get to it. Guy got on second, and they ended up scoring a run. We hit into 2 double plays because we just smacked the ball up the middle, and this shortstop made an awesome play and flipped it, and they turned a double play. And there was just so many big moments, and you're just like, wow, this is not going how we want it to. Like it was weird. And then we turned right around the next day and we're playing for third place. And I mean, this is going to sound crazy. It was raining and they made us keep playing, and which was not a big deal. We were playing on a turf field, but it was legit raining, and we were just they were just making us play until it started lightning. And I think we were up 9-0 and we lost in probably the stupidest game. I mean, it was a third place baseball game, and there was errors everywhere. I mean, every time someone hit a ball, a fly ball, a ground ball, people were just slipping everywhere because it was full on raining. It was just slick out there. I mean, no outfielder could catch anything because they couldn't throw anybody out. They were just catching it.
See, probably.
You was hard to see, and you were getting it, and you would catch it, and you'd stop and try to plant, and you would just slide. I mean, it was crazy, that part. We lost that game 11-9, and I just remember being like, man, things just didn't go. I mean, we were so hot, and then all of a sudden it was just like wheels fell off, and it wasn't business like usual. Like we kind of like made it the party's the wrong term to use. It wasn't like that. I mean, we still made the kids go to bed. We still ate good. Like, but it was almost like you did it. Mm-hmm. That was it. Like now let's just go try to play a baseball game. And it was. I wish I would have stayed in a Motel 6 and just been like, get up. You know, like we're not. If we don't win, y'all don't eat, you know, type thing. You know, like it was just not to that extent, but you know what I mean. Like it was just kind of eye opening, where you kind of go, man, we probably had too much fun. We probably needed to dial it back, but it was so cool because we weren't supposed to do it.
Right. We
weren't supposed to be there, and it was awesome.
Yeah, but in the end, win or lose, I mean, obviously everybody wants to win the last game of the season. That's why a lot of people are in it, and it. You know, in baseball, in Missouri, there's 12 teams that win the last game of the season, and you either win first place or third place. Mm-hmm. And you obviously want to be one of those 12 teams to say that you did that. But at the same time, that experience that those kids probably had, they might have had more fun, you know, hanging out with the fatheads and stuff. And
they probably did. So it's probably it's really the coach in me really saying that. Because, yeah, I mean, we talk about it all the time. I just want memories.
Right.
I want kids to have at least maybe not good memories about me, like not necessarily that, but like about their buddies that they grew
good
up
experiences
with,
and stuff,
and then the experiences. So maybe it is going to be a good experience. I just wish we would have played better once we got there, and it was just I just felt like maybe that was a little bit on me and Coach Shimon, but I don't know. You just always think about stuff. You blame yourself for some things.
Sure.
So that's just how it is in this profession. But anyways, I wanted to talk a little bit about
Big
that.
baseball guy. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess. I mean, yeah, it was something. It was something. That was when I was the assistant.
Yeah.
But me and Darren, we tag team a lot. I mean, I did everything, but I tried to handle the pitching side and the outfield a lot. And, he was the head coach and everything, so everything kind of went through him. But he let me have free range. Like, he knew that I was probably going to be the coach when he retired, because that's what happened. And we just kind of tag team it. Me and Darren talk a lot. I love Darren. Darren Shipman is like one of the best people on planet Earth. So if he's listening, shout out to Darren.
I hope he's listening.
Darren and I, he was my assistant basketball coach. And we both kind of sat down before that whole year started, before we started there. And I was like, look, talking about basketball, like, I just want to win. You do whatever. I don't care what role you want. I don't care what you think. Don't consider it like that you're just an assistant. You don't have no voice. Like, if you think you can help us win, let's do it. And he was like, great. That's how I feel about baseball. He's like, anything you got, floor is yours. Like, anything you think we're doing wrong, like, let's talk about it. Let's get better.
That's what's so fun. And growing up playing sports, you don't realize how important it is to have a good coaching staff.
Yeah.
Until you're a part of a good coaching staff,
Yeah.
or a bad coaching staff. But
Right.
you don't realize how important it is that people have a role, or people have, certain ideas, or bring certain things to the table, or even, it's okay to disagree with the coaching staff, because I think in the end, that's what makes you guys better, because you both have the same goal. You're both trying to be, win the games or do whatever, but everybody has their own way of getting there.
Right.
And I think that's what makes a good coaching staff, is that you do have some closed door arguments or conversations that are awkward.
Absolutely. And the only rule that I ever had, as being an assistant or being a head coach with my assistants, like, everything's fine. You can disagree with me. We can have stuff behind closed doors, and we can always try to get on the same page. But the moment that I find out that you're going behind my back, it's over.
Yeah.
Like, I'm full fledged. Like, you're just getting cut off.
Once,
you know what I mean? And it's the same way with Darren. Darren was the same way, same exact way. So I didn't want his job. He didn't want my job, period. It was that. And that was how we approached it. If parents ever asked anything, that was it. That's how we approached it. It's over. I don't want his job. He doesn't want my job, period. And
once that door opens up, then you're one front.
Yes.
You were wearing the same color. You're trying to do the same thing. It is fun to be a part of a good coaching staff.
Yeah. And all I've ever had with all the people that I've worked with is a great coaching staff. Like, even when I was helping Chris, I didn't get to do it a ton. For sure. But I was always 100% pro Chris. I want to win, period. I'm pro TR. Whatever you think, what we're doing. You know what I mean? Like, I never wanted to be that guy. That's always what I wanted my coaches to be. So that's just how I'm wired. That's how I'm wired. So it was good. It was a really, really, really good experience. And I was really happy to have Darren to learn from, because not only about baseball, just in how to approach everything. Darren he was awesome to be around too. And I've had some great people I've been around. Aaron Bidewell, Darren Shipman, Kelly Westerfield, and then John Hickson. All of them have been awesome to me. So learned a lot from all of them. And that's what you got to have as a coaching staff.
Absolutely.
Got to have it.
So kind of flipping the script a little bit here. We had talked back and forth about what some other things that we wanted to talk about. And of course, we hardly ever write anything down anymore. But so one thing that I have are things that used to be luxuries, but are now just expectations in life, right? So, okay, so the first thing that I think of,
Okay.
and we have talked about this a little bit.
I think I know where you're going here. So I'm curious if you're going to be in the same headspace as me.
Well, to me, it's a GPS.
God dang it.
Because And again, we've talked about this before, so we can move on to something else quickly. But I remember being sitting in the back seat and my dad handed me the map to look for how to get somewhere. And yeah, you got to take I-70 and then take a ride onto HH and then you end up in Hatton, Missouri, and then you go, or whatever it is. And now I'm going on a trip tomorrow. I'm going on a bachelor trip with one of my buddies from high school. He's a listener. His name is Darren also. So shout out Darren.
Oh,
but we're meeting in Gatlinburg.
Okay.
They're leaving Fulton at 4 a.m. on a party bus.
Oh, are you getting on the party bus?
No, I'm driving because
That's dumb.
Well, but we got an Owls game Sunday, so I'm going to come back early for the Owls game. But a big luxury of tomorrow is I won't have to look at a map. I'm going to wake up. It's 7 hours from here to Gatlinburg. I already know that because I put it in my phone. I've put it in my GPS. But whenever you were the GPS time, whenever they first came out, did your dad have a Garmin? I know your dad's not a Garmin guy. Your dad's a map guy. But you know the Garmins?
Yes, I know the Garmins.
Okay,
yeah.
so
that's what my mother
your
had.
mom was the Garmin lady.
Yes.
Your dad's a map guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which my mom loved the maps too because she likes sitting down and planning it out and all that good stuff and like highlighting the roads.
Right.
But yeah.
But I remember that big stinking Garmin sitting in the, right where you can't see the road basically because for my dad, and I know my dad listens, so I'm sorry. My dad gets the really big one so he can see.
We just had the small one.
Yeah, my dad gets the big one, not because it costs more. He calls it the Reader's Digest version, so that he can see it, and
Right.
he always turns the voice on, and I hate it. Couldn't stand the voice. I turn the voice off on my phone. I don't like it. My father-in-law, I know he listens. They leave the voice on whenever we go somewhere. In 900 feet, please exit right.
Yeah, but I changed mine to like the Australian accent just to be goofy, and I love it.
Right. But so a GPS for me, and do you have a GPS story? Or is that where you're going with that? We were on the same page as GPS.
I was just, I'm not really a story.
But then the other thing for me is internet speeds.
Oh, yeah.
I remember in my room whenever I was growing up as a kid, my room was also the computer room, right? It was where the computer was. And computer, printer, it was where my mom and dad had their little office, but that's where my bunk bed was, where I slept. And I remember getting on dial-up internet.
Oh.
And
Yes.
It took forever. You couldn't use the phones, couldn't do anything. But it was like a whole nother level.
Can I play it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Because there's too many people that are listening to this that don't know what it is.
Wow, that's kind of sad.
That sound right there just immediately screams MSN Messenger.
Oh my gosh, yes. Hotmail?
Hotmail.
Oh,
like
my
everybody had
word.
a Hotmail.
Yeah,
Like,
or your MySpace.
yes. Oh my gosh. People don't understand that that's what we grew up with. Like you turn the computer on, like you'd have to hear that. If you didn't hear that noise, like stuff was about to go down.
Oh, yeah.
Like I was about to get in a fight
Oh,
with
yeah.
somebody. Like I have too many friends on MSN Messenger right now.
Right. Well, and again, no phone calls during that time.
No.
And I remember my mom and dad getting so mad at me whenever I was playing games or whatever on Hotmail or whatever on dial-up. They're like, Jake, get off the internet. I got to make a phone call. We're expecting a big important phone call at the house. The world is just getting crazy. But so my point on the fast internet, so we got Starlink. We got the Elon internet. Thank you, Mr. Elon Musk,
Yeah,
for that. Because
unbelievable.
I don't know where I would be without it. It's incredible
unbelievable.
speeds.
Yeah.
But it's also wild to think about that it's just some random piece of plastic satellite on my roof that talks to some satellite way, thousands of miles in the air or however high up it is. Mm-hmm. And then I have 250 megabytes of internet. But if something loads longer than 10 seconds, longer than 5 seconds, I'm upset.
Yeah.
Because the world we live in, we want everything instant just now.
I know. And I don't know how we've got to that point because it used to be, I used to remember when, before Cha-Cha, before that,
Right.
If you had a question, my grandma still has them. She has encyclopedias.
Yes.
So like if you need to look stuff up, like you would just go, my grandma, I remember vividly, my grandma would go and get the encyclopedias out all the time.
Yeah.
When I was little.
They're always A to C and
Yes.
D to G. or
Yes,
whatever.
absolutely. So she just had them, and it was like we would just go and we would do it as like me and my sister and her would just go look it up and find information, and it was kind of like, and then now, you got dial-up internet, and so, that noise, it's so crazy. I haven't heard that noise.
No, that was kind of nostalgic.
Yeah, it was aesthetically pleasing.
That was a treat.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. I hope they can hear it.
Yeah, I think they did.
Okay, I hope they did. But yeah, it was just wild. And to think that really wasn't that long ago. What, 2007, 2008-ish? I mean, it was when I was in 7th and 8th grade. And the fact that like I had a Walkman slider, 15 years ago.
Go ahead. What were your phones growing up? Can you remember them all?
Yeah, I do.
Go ahead.
I had a Walkman slider.
Okay.
Okay, and then I had a Solstice.
Okay.
And then I had a Solstice 2.
Mm.
And then I had an iPhone. And then from then I just had an iPhone. But I was a Samsung person for a long time.
I just had Motorola Razr. I had like a silver one, a black one, a silver one, and then it was iPhone time.
Yeah. And iPhone changed the game.
Oh.
Because now, like, if I text somebody and it's green, it makes me so mad.
I can't stand it.
It's like, get a life.
Yeah. Grow up. Quit using
it's
an Android.
2026. Why don't you have an iPhone?
Right.
Like, it's just crazy. And that's how we've got to in life. So, luxury, people don't understand the dial-up internet. That literally, that took, I don't know, it took 5 minutes.
It felt like 5 hours.
Yeah, it take 2 to 5 minutes to load up. And then your computer's hot. It's like, oh God, I don't know if it's going to work. Like air it out, like you're fanning it, you're fanning your server.
I remember burning CDs to get your favorite 15 tracks on a CD, and then now I can play any song in the world in less than a second. I can pull it up. As fast as I can type it, I can play the song. But there was a time where you would just go hope that your buddy, or like you remember ringtones, and you're passing off ringtones to your buddies through Bluetooth. And I remember taking your phones and putting them closer together to like it actually did anything.
Yeah. But I also remember making ringtones.
Oh yeah.
Like I also remember, well, when I say making, like yes, to what you're about to say, but also being like in the car and like, Montgomery Gentry comes on and you're just like, this is perfect for Blake. And you're like, Mom, shut up. And you turn it on.
Crank it up.
And then you just put your phone down there and you're like, and you're just vibing out, and then you press it. I remember pressing my Walkman slider to play and ball, and then I turn it back and I'm like, all right, you can talk now.
Yeah.
It's like I don't know. It was just so funny.
And even to the ringtone thing, you can get any ringtone you want now, but I don't really like whenever my phone rings. I'm like, if I'm in public and like right now my ringtone is the Mizzou fight song. If it plays while I'm like in the DMV or
That's crazy.
wherever.
It's the Mizzou fight song?
Yeah, Mizzou Raw. Anyways.
That's awesome.
But if it goes off, like I'm embarrassed. Like, oh my gosh, I got to.
I know.
But there was a time whenever I got a text on my Motorola and it would go bow chicka wow wow
Yes.
or like something like that.
I know, yeah.
Or it was like Stewie Griffin yelling, Mom. Like it was awesome stuff at the time, but now I'm like, please leave it on vibrate.
Oh, now, like, have you ever been in public and you see like, I don't know, I don't want to say old, okay, but like 50, 60, whatever, and then their their phone goes on. It's like, back in black. I'm back in black. Yeah. And you're just like, oh, wow.
Yeah. But,
like, what is this
at
guy
one time,
doing?
that guy was like, this is going to be awesome.
Yeah, he was.
But then
and he probably still is like, oh, this is awesome.
Yeah,
But
whenever it happens.
But he shuffles.
I'm like, gosh, I got to turn off.
I'm
so
shuffle.
sorry. Oh
But
gosh, I'm so sorry.
meanwhile, when we were kids, when we were doing that stuff, like I wanted to know who was calling me.
Oh, yeah.
And I wanted people to know.
Everybody had a different ringtone.
Everybody had a different ringtone. And like, your crush had a ringtone, your other crush had a ringtone, so you knew which honey was calling you.
Apple bottom jeans.
Yeah.
You're like, oh yeah, that's Stacy.
Yeah. My girl. Like, oh, what's up, girl? What's up? Golly, I'm so embarrassed.
Just hanging out.
Yeah, I'm just hanging out. And then if you're texting, you just gotta, It's amazing that I don't have permanent calluses on my thumbs for how many times that I had to press like 7 and then 6 and then 3.
Right.
Like
But
these kids today don't get it.
no, they don't. They're soft.
I remember when a BlackBerry came out. I never had a BlackBerry, but I remember people had a BlackBerry, and I'm like, wow, look at that full keyboard.
Oh yeah.
And I remember being like, I bet that's miserable.
I got big hands, and I remember texting on my friends' BlackBerries before, and I never felt like I could hit the letters.
Yeah.
I needed to go back to the Motorola,
Yeah.
go back to the Razor, right? But kids are soft nowadays. That's just another example of it.
That's just they're soft. They're soft. They don't get it. They don't get it.
Yeah,
they don't get what we've been through.
They don't.
You know,
get it.
my grandpa talks about the days where he walked up hills both ways without shoes on, and by golly, these kids don't know anything about the struggle it was to have a ringtone for every contact in your contact book.
Right.
You know, like it's crazy. I mean, just awesome. Just awesome.
What is the world going to think of next? Wait a minute. Are ringtones going to be hot again sometime? Because
I think so.
You know how fashion always comes back around.
Uh-huh.
Ringtones are coming. Let's bring them back.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like some other things that have recently came back. Oh, I can tell you this: the shorts that boys wear now.
Yeah.
I mean, I make fun of these kids all the time. Like
Corby.
Yeah, Corby. I make fun of Corby all the time. But no, like kids at school, like Will. Shout out Will if you're listening to me. I'll just be like, hey, Will, like you got to stop stealing Claire's shorts, man. Like, what are you doing? You know, just saying stuff like that because they're just short. I don't get it. Because I mean, I graduated in 2013, and I was still like, if they weren't baggy, if my knees showed, I was like, I don't want them.
Give me the Jordan shorts that went past my shin.
Yeah, I wanted to look as close to Allen Iverson as I could.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted the finger sleeve, I wanted all that. I wanted that. So
it's
now,
the answer.
Yeah, so now it's like, yeah, I mean, you're right. Fashion's coming back around. Crazy. I mean, snapback hats were a thing there in the 2011, 2013 range. Snapback hats came back around, and there's going to be other things. I mean, now trucker hats are back in, and I'm sure ringtones will get there. But
Eventually.
like you said, it's just.
I don't know why it is, but I get embarrassed.
Yeah, if you have a ringtone, it is embarrassing.
Yeah.
Like if it just rings and you're just kind of, oh, golly, I forgot to shut it off.
So my main ringtone is the Fight Tiger. And then my wife, I do have a ringtone for her, and it's a song about a brown-eyed girl because she's got brown eyes. But again, if it blares and I'm in public, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. It's just my wife, guys. It's okay. I'm sorry. But anyways. So my last question before we finish up here. I feel like we've been talking for hours. But so my last question, and I told you I was going to ask you this. And it's a funny question that I've talked to my wife about, and I've tried to prepare for on what I would answer.
I have nothing prepared.
Okay, so if your fingers could squirt out 5 liquids in the entire world, it's not just drinks. Don't just think drinks. So if 5 liquids in the entire world, and that it was unlimited amount of liquid to come out of each finger, what 5 liquids would you do? And do you have any preference to which fingers it would go in?
Okay, this is such a weird question. Off the rip, water, Mountain Dew, Pepsi.
Water, Mountain Dew, and Pepsi.
Yeah, that's first 3.
Okay.
Right there. I mean, I think it has to go with like kind of what we talked about, like our favorite liquid drinks in the first place.
Right, but don't just think drinks, Mike.
Any liquid?
Because I want gasoline.
Oh.
In my pinky. Bad. Unlimited
Okay.
gasoline in my pinky.
All right.
Right there.
I was thinking. That's
what I'm saying. Get out of the bubble here.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you're right.
So
You're right.
Okay. So you gave 3. I'll give you.
Oh my gosh.
I'll
okay.
give you.
I'm
3.
going to steal them though.
No, let me give you 3 first.
I'm gonna steal them.
What would you say? Water, Mountain Dew,
Water,
Pepsi?
Mountain Dew, Pepsi.
I'm going water,
Okay.
and I want it in my thumb. Just easy access, whatever. Go straight to thumb. I don't drink water, but I know that in some time in my life, I'm going to need water.
Yeah, you're going to need water.
Right.
Probably sooner rather than later.
In my pointer finger, I want White Monster.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I love White Monster.
I do too.
In my middle finger here, that could just be Mountain Dew Zero. just a nice zero drink, right? In my pinky, I want gasoline. But I don't know what my ring finger gets yet. Brittany and I were talking about this, and she said hot sauce. I'm probably hot sauce, I guess. I mean, if that's my final answer, that's what I go with. So I would go with water, White Monster, gasoline in my pinky, Mountain Dew Zero, and hot sauce.
Okay, so let me ask you this: Is barbecue sauce, is that a liquid? I think my barbecue sauce that I like is liquid, which is the vinegar
I think if you
sauce.
want it to be, yeah,
It's the Southeast Missouri vinegar sauce from Dexter Barbecue.
That's a pretty good sauce. That's a liquid.
It's a liquid.
That's
so
a liquid.
I think that it would have to be that, and then I think I'd have to do gas.
I think gas has to be on there.
Yeah, gas has to be on there, especially now with these prices. This is ridiculous.
Well, actually,
I'm so stressed out to go get gas here in a little bit. I'm so stressed out.
I saw actually, I'm going to say it's down. It was like $3.85 earlier.
Where?
At Heartland.
Oh.
So if you can make it to Heartland, it was $3.85 3 hours ago.
I can make it to Heartland. I just don't know if I want to go to Heartland.
I get it.
Heartland was expensive. It was more expensive than everywhere else there for a hot minute.
And, for a while, stuff was like $4.30.
Yeah. I think I went to Learjack in Elsinore today, and I think it said 404 there. That's crazy. I mean, I do not want to do that, but that's just how it is.
Anyways.
All right, Jake.
I think we did it.
Yeah, we did it. It took an hour and almost 40 minutes, but we did it.
Well, if you're still around.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We're over an hour and 40 minutes.
If you're still around, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
This is the longest one. The one before was the longest one, and now we're here.
Yeah, it's going to get like this.
I think it might, and I'm okay with it.
We're going to be here for like 4 hours one day, not talking about anything. That's crazy. But
anyway,
right, Jake, send us out.
Thanks for tuning in to the Mike and Jake Almost Experts podcast. We'll hopefully be back with more questionable expertise.
And always remember that if we were ever wrong, no, we were not.
See ya.
Mike and Jake, they kind of know stuff. Kind of Mike and Jake, the almost experts, just bros being dudes when the gang gets reckless. Mike and Jake, the almost experts, tell it like it is, and they might be guessing.